Hey everybody, welcome back to another EDH video. Today's video we have number 4, day 4. It's Wednesday. It's going out Wednesday. I'm actually recording this Tuesday, fun fact. We have mono red, Tesak, Judiths Hellhound, 3 generic and red, legendary creature, elemental dog, has unleash, so whenever it enters the battlefield, it enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. And it can't block as long as it has a +1/+1 counter on it. Kind of dumb, but it's okay. It's an okay ability. I don't really like it because I like to be able to block. But anyways, other dogs you control have unleash. This also counts hounds because I think Wizards of the Coast errated hounds to dogs, and dogs aren't hounds, but hounds are dogs. I think that's the way it works. Anyways, creatures you control with counters on them have haste, and then whenever Tesak, Judiths Hellhound attacks, add red for each attacking creature. Also counts itself, so whenever it attacks, we get 1 red at least off of just it attacking. So that's pretty good. You can use effects like fire breathing and certain stuff like that to kind of use that mana while you're in your combat, because it goes away at the end of your combat. So I think this is kind of like a fire breathing thing type of deck. So anyways, let's get right into the meat and potatoes. Alrighty, so this deck has 1 Planeswalker, 35 creatures, 11 instants, 11 artifacts, 4 enchantments, 37 lands. No instants because I want, or no sorceries, sorry, because I want to be able to do stuff during combat. Number 1 for the most expensive, we got Zodiac Dog, 2 generic and a blue and a red, $10. Doman's Gate, it's an artifact, $20. I don't know why I said the other one was the most expensive. Doman Gate's pretty expensive. We have 3 Tree City, where we have a lot of dogs and hounds. We're going to be wanting to tap stuff, so it's coming at $20. Pretty expensive, but again, it's a tribal deck. So first up, we got Ramp. This is mono red, so most of it's going to be like Wayfarer's Bauble type cards. 1 generic. Tap it for 2 generic and search the library for basic land cards. An artifact. We have Soul Ring, 1 generic. Taps for 2 colorless. It's an artifact. Everybody knows this card. I don't know why I have to keep saying it in every video, but I'm going to anyways. Solemn Simulacrum, not a hound, 4 generic. Enters the battlefield. Search for a basic land card. Put on the battlefield, and then whenever it dies, you draw a card. It's a 2/2. Seething Song, not really ramp, more of a ritual. 2 generic and a red. Add 5 red mana. It's an instant. Pretty good. Patchworker Banner, 3 generic, enters, choose a creature type, dog. Creature of the chosen type get +1/+1, and you can also tap it and add 1 mana of any color. Liquid Metal Torque, 2 generic. You can tap it for a colorless, and then tap it, turn non-land permanent into an artifact, and we use an Abrade to destroy it. Mind Stone, 2 generic, taps for a colorless, 1 generic, tap it, sacrifice it, and draw a card. A little bit of card draw, a little bit of ramp. Love Mind Stone. We have Fire Diamond, 2 generic, enters battlefield tapped. You can tap it for a red. I like this card. I like the diamonds for monocolored. I think they're good. Felwar Stone, 2 generic. Tap it, add any mana of 1 color that a land opponent's land could produce. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Battle Hymn, 1 generic, 1 red. Instant, added red mana for each creature you control. Yep. Arcane Signet, 2 generic. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's colored entity. It's an artifact. The other card was more like a ritual, by the way. Then we have Tesak. It's also kind of ramp. Whenever it attacks, you add red for each attacking creature. We didn't really need to go over that, but it's kind of ramp. I threw it in here. We have Dragon Rage, 2 generic and a red. Add 1 red mana for each attacking creature control, and then all your creatures get fire breathing. Next we got Draw. We're in mono red, so we don't have many options, but it's a very, very small draw package here. So first up, we have Unexpected Windfall, 2 generic, 2 red, and as an additional cost to cast a spell, draw a card, and then or discard a card, and then draw 2 cards and create 2 treasures. Demand answers, 1 generic and a red. As additional cost to cast a spell, you sacrifice an artifact or discard a card, and then draw 2 cards. Big Score, as an additional cost, to discard a card, draw 2 cards, and then sacrifice or create 2 treasures is what it does. And then 3 generic and a red. And we have Dragon Mantle, enters, draw a card, and then also gives a creature fire breathing, the enchanted creature. Man, I'm really stumbling over my words today. Anyways, we got Hound Dogs. So first up, we're going to have the best Hound Dog ever, I guess. Not really. I didn't put them in any sort of order. We got Akum Hellhound, 1 red. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It's an 0/1 elemental dog. Archbound Tracker, 2 generic and a red, has Menace, modular 2, and whenever you cast a spell other than the first spell each turn, you put a +1 counter on it. Ashmouth Hound, 1 generic and a red. Whenever it becomes blocked or blocked by a creature, deals 1 damage to that creature. It can't block, so it doesn't matter. Barkform Harvest, 3 generic, changeling, it's lazy, and then you put a target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. And then Bloodhound, 2 generic and a red. Whenever you're dealt damage, you put that many plus counters on it, and then at the end of your turn, remove all of them. Bloodline Pretender, 3 generic. Changeling enters, choose dog. Whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield, put a plus counter on it. Bolt Hound, 2 generic and a red. Haste, elemental dog. Whenever it attacks, other creatures you control get plus until end of turn. We're going to be a lot of attacking, so it's pretty good. Shranja's Magmut, 1 generic and a red. Tap it and deal 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. It's an elemental dog, 2/2. Corpse Cur, 4 generic. Artifact creature Hound. Infect. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature card with Infect from your graveyard to your hand. There's no other Infects in here. Edgewall Pack, 3 generic and red. Menace. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black rat creature token with this creature can't block. Enduring Courage, 2 generic, 2 red. Whenever another creature you control enters, it gains +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. And then next is Fiery Hellhound, 1 generic, 2 red. Has fire breathing, elemental hound, 2/2. So if we can use that mana that we produce. Gold Hound, 1 red. First strike, Menace. You can sacrifice it and add 1 mana of any color. It's a treasure dog. Pretty cool. Immolating Soul Eater, 2 generic. Also has fire breathing, but with Phyrexian mana. It's a hound, 1/1 artifact creature. Iron Mastiff, 4 generic. You roll a dice and ignore all but the highest roll, and then it does all the bunch of damages right there you can read. Corpuscent Hound, 3 generic and a red. Creature Hound. Whenever it attacks, if you control a Sandra Planeswalker, this creature deals 2 damage to any target. I don't think we have one. Kaminu Battle Armor, 2 generic and a red. Menace equipment. Equipped creature gets Menace, and whenever it deals combat damage, go to each creature that player controls. The equipment dog. Lightning Hounds, 2 generic, 2 red. First strike, Hound, 3/2. Not much to say there. Mad Dog, 1 generic and a red. At the end of your turn, if Mad Dog didn't attack or come under your control this turn, sacrifice it. It's a Hound, 2/2. Mogus Warhound, 1 generic and a red. Bestow. Whenever it attacks each turn, and chain a creature gets +2/+2 and attacks each turn if able. Scrapwork Mutt, 2 generic. Whenever it enters the battlefield, discard a card and draw a card. Also has Unearth. It's an artifact creature dog. Scrapyard Mongrel, 3 generic and a red. As long as you control an artifact, it gets +2/+0 and trample, and it's a 3/3. Comes in as a 4/4 though with our commander. Taurine Mauler, 2 generic and a red. Shapeshifter Changeling. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may put a +1 counter on this creature. We have Sterling Hound, 3 generic. Enters the battlefield, surveil 2. It's a 3/2. Dog, artifact creature. There's a lot of artifact dogs. We have 2-headed Cerberus, 1 generic, 2 red. Double Strike Hound, 1/2. There's not much to say about that one. Underworld Rage Hound, 1 generic and a red. Attacks each combat if able, and then if it escapes with another +1 counter on it. It's also an elemental hound. Universal Automaton, 1 generic, Changeling, Shapeshifter. I know I'm lazy. It's an artifact creature, but it's also a dog and a hound, so I think that's cool. Wildfire Cerberus, 4 generic and a red. It has Monstrous, 1, and then whenever it becomes monstrous, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and each creature your opponents control. We have Zodiac Dog, 2 generic and a red. Mountain Walk Dog, 2/2. It's very inefficient, but I like the art. It's pretty cool. Then we got Get Big Dogs. Okay, we got to get big dogs. If we don't get big dogs, we ain't gonna win. So we got to get big dogs. So we got Vanquisher's Banner, choosing dogs. Creature you control of the chosen type, get +1/+1, and whenever you cast a creature spell of the chosen type, you draw a card. Shared Animosity, this is just a goblin staple, but we threw it in here anyways. Whenever a creature you control attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking creature that shares a type with it. Patchwork Banner, we already went over this in the ramp, but it gives +1/+1 to our dogs. We want big dogs, okay? We ain't gonna win without big dogs. Captive Flame, 2 generic and red, gives target creature gets fire breathing pretty much. Well, you can target a creature, you know what I mean. Dragon Mantle enters the battlefield, draw a card. We already went over this. Gives target creature fire breathing, so we can use that mana that our commander makes. We're going to be wanting to use it. Okay, Animal Sanctuary. You can tap 2 mana, put a +1 counter on target bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake, and you can also tap it for colorless. Adaptive Automaton. Yes, I'm lazy with tribal. Enters choosing dog. Other creature you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. So our dogs are going to get big. Extra combats. We're going to have some extra combats. We've got Zerial, Archduke of Avernus, +2 generic, 2 red. None of the other stuff matters. This is the -6. You get an extra combat phase. Great Train, Heist, 1 red. You can just spree it and untap all creatures, and you can have an additional combat phase. Hellcat Charger, with the mana, we can make infinite combats, I think. 4 generic, 2 red. You can pay 5 and 2 red, as long as you have 7 attacking creatures, I believe. Carlag, Fury of Avernus, getting extra combats. We want to attack a lot, so I figured if we make it a lot of mana, we can do this a lot. I don't know. I think it's cool. Next up, we got a removal. Yeah, there's so much in red. A braid deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Great card if you're not running it in all of your red decks. What are you doing? Blood Moon could just remove a player from the game if they don't run any basics. And there's been a lot of players that I play against that don't run basics for some reason. Chaos Warp. I think it's funny to do it to yourself, but you can also do it to your opponent's stuff if it's indestructible, where you did like a Blightsteel Colossus. Be like, no, I don't want that. Dogpile. It's in here for flavor, but it also cares about the number of attacking creatures we control. So basically, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of attacking creatures we control. You can just kill a player with that. Lightning Bolt, 1 red, deals 3 damage to any target. Everybody knows what that card does. If you don't, I don't know where you've been. I don't have a name for this category. It's just here. Just cards that didn't have a category. We got Thundering Raju, 2 generic, 2 red. Whenever it attacks with plus one counter on target creature, and then it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of modified creatures, I think. And then Horizon Stone, 5 generic. If you lose unspent mana, that mana becomes colorless instead. That way we can use it. Dolmen Gate, 2 generic. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. Yeah, we're going to be attacking a lot, so this is kind of a way to protect our stuff. Ashling Flame Dancer, 2 generic, 2 red. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases in. The other part we don't care about. Who cares about that bottom part? Instants and sorceries, add red mana. Who cares? We have lands. This is the basic stuff that we need in a deck. We got 32 mountains. Yes, 32 mountains. That seems like a lot. Then we have 3 Tree City. Enters, choose a creature type. Choosing dogs, and then we can pay 2 mana and choose any color, red, and make that much mana equal to the number of dogs. Rogue's Passage, add 1 red, and you can tap 4 and tap it to target creature can't be blocked. And then we have Command Tower, which is not really a point to be in here. We could just throw a basic instead, but I like Command Tower. Castle Embrith enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a mountain. Then you can tap it for red, and then you can also tap 3 mana and creature you control get +1/+0. Animal Sanctuary, we've already been over this. We don't need to talk about it again. I don't need to reiterate. We already know what this does. If you don't, just read the screen. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this 25 days of deck building. I'm very tired, so yeah, this is great. I'm doing great. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe. Also follow me on Blue Sky. I'm there now. Also join the Discord because nobody's in there. Also, shout out to the Cody guy from Brew It or Screw It. He's a pretty cool guy. Join his Discord, too. I'm sure you could probably find it somewhere. He's probably on Blue Sky, too. Anyways, peace out.